is that as long as they had predictability and an appropriate transition period to live with new rules, let's say on outbound capital investments, I think that we could reach an agreement. What Wall Street hates more than anything else is uncertainty and this prospect of swinging wildly back and forth between this executive order, that executive order, this administration, that administration. So to me, it sort of emphasized a basic point, which is that Congress should step up and legislate a lasting solution. And when you mentioned clear and coherent direction, I was reminded of that. I'd just be curious to get your reaction to that.
Well, I agree, and I would say you're right, Wall Street, but markets hate it.
Yeah.
Like markets hate surprises, and the bigger the surprise, the worse the market reaction, the more retrenchment, the worse it is for investors. And I completely agree with you that let's just posit, and I think it's pretty easy, that we are uncomfortable with the level of integration, particularly in certain areas. We are uncomfortable with the investment flows to certain places. A coherent strategy to deal with those two issues, I believe, as I said in my testimony, investors will respond. Yeah. Investors respond to return for level of risk. And if it's demonstrated to investors that the level of risk has increased, they will pull back. If the level of risk has decreased, they will invest.
And then on the latter issue of capital outflows to China, would that, in your opinion, include both passive and active investment or private and public investment? Because the executive order only tackles private equity and venture capital, which is 17% of the issue at most.
I agree with Ann that the executive order and what it tries to capture, which is inflows into areas where investors can't make these judgments, but governments can. Yeah. Government can say this is not an area where we want to fund. It has to be coherent, cohesive. That means not just one channel of investment, but all of the channels of investments that you look at. So I agree that the order is well structured, clear, provides direction, but you have to make sure that it's coherent across all investment channels, and not just from the United States.